this Labor Day, the Red Sox are in Atlanta, Georgia for the start of a 3-game series with the leaders in the National League East. The Braves up by 4 over the Phillies. Nathan Eovaldi going for the Sox. Hi, everybody. Certainly hope you're enjoying a very pleasant Labor Day. Dave O'Brien alongside Steve Lyons, also Garen Austin in just a couple of moments. And Steve, today we're going to see one of the brightest young stars in the National League in Acuna, who has been tremendous for the Braves, just 20 years old, and really is Atlanta's version of Mookie Betts.
Yeah, I mean, he forced his way into the big leagues at just 20 years old. Now he's a serious contender for Rookie of the Year in the National League this year. Yesterday he stepped up and hit his 7th leadoff home run. That ties him for the franchise lead with Marquise Grissom, and there's a bunch of Red Sox ties to that too. That makes him 2nd all-time for leadoff home runs, tied with Hanley Ramirez, Nomar Garcia-Parra. Of course, the guy who has the record for that of 9 is Chris Young. So 3 guys have played for the Red Sox, all in that same category.
7 leadoff home runs this season. He did it in 5 consecutive games. That is awfully impressive, a lot like what Mookie Betts delivers for the Red Sox. Nathan Eovaldi on the bump today, and this is a really important start for the right-hander. He's lost 3 consecutive starts. It's been some time since he's gone deep into a game. It's a beautiful sunny day here at SunTrust Park, the Braves' new home, and we'll be back for the first pitch in just a moment. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Amica Home Life and Auto Insurance that always puts you first. And by the all-new 3-row Subaru Ascent featuring all-wheel drive. In Atlanta here on Labor Day. So nice of you to join us. Time to send it downstairs to the dugout area. Here's Garen Austin.
Hi, OB. Well, today is a very important start for Nathan Eovaldi. Earlier today, Alex Cora was talking about how they hope to get a quality start out of him, and he talked about today's pitching.
we'll see how we end up today, and we go from there. I mean, we got some guys that can give us multiple innings with Steven and Drew and Hector, obviously Cuevas, BJ. So we'll see how it goes today with Nate. We're not thinking 7 innings, 110 pitches, but hopefully a quality start. He can go 6 and be efficient. And if we're in good shape today, then we'll decide where we're going on Wednesday.
Time to look at the Red Sox lineup, brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Mookie Betts about to lead off, hitting .340 with 29 home runs. Benintendi in left with J.D. Martinez in right. Xander Bogaerts at short with 19 home runs. Mitch Moreland at first base. Eduardo Nunez at third. Ian Kinsler manning second. Christian Vasquez does the catching, and Eovaldi will swing the bat today. Pitcher batting ninth here in the National League City. Against Touki Toussaint, a young right-hander, 1-0 with a 1.50 ERA. Very intriguing, a hard thrower for the Braves, making just his second major league start.
Let's take a look at the defense behind Toussaint. There's Camargo's at third base. Dansby Swanson is your shortstop. Albies at second. Freddie Freeman at first base. Fantastic hitter. Around the outfield, the rookie Acuna Jr. in left field. Inciarte in center. And Nick Markakis out in right field. Your battery is Suzuki and Toussaint.
The umpires today brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. The veteran is Mike Winters behind the plate. Visconti at first, Timmons at second, Muchlinski at third. And we're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit compare2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. Great day to be here at the ballpark. Here's your forecast. 85 degrees, partly cloudy, lots of sun, and lots of blue sky here in Atlanta. Mookie Betts in the box, and already you can tell there are lots and lots of Red Sox fans here as they salute Mookie with that Mookie chant. Hitting .340, 29 homers.
Toussaint's got a fastball that ranges from about 92 to 97. He pitches in the 93-mile-an-hour range, but can reach back and get it.
1-1 breaking ball snapped in there. He works quickly. 22 years old. He's of Haitian and Nigerian descent. He beat the Marlins in August 9-1 in his major league debut. And he's going to put Mookie away very quickly on the strikeout. So one away for the Sox in front of Benintendi.
He's got a bunch of different angles that'll use that curveball. When he was with the Arizona Diamondbacks, they made him scrap that curveball. When he came here to Atlanta, they said, oh no, we want you to throw it. And he's come up with a bunch of different ways to use that pitch. Also has a changeup that he uses as a split grip.
Benintendi had kind of a quiet series against Chicago. Everybody did yesterday in the finale, but 2 for 13, did hit a home run. His 16th of the season. That was on Friday night. And they say the ballpark plays very fair. 325 down the right field line, 335 down the left field line, 400 feet to dead center field, high wall and right. And that'll be ball 3. Benintendi has been scuffling with the bat a little bit as of late. J.D. Martinez on deck. And he walks him on 4 straight. So after the strikeout of Mookie Betts, Benintendi on with the walk, and here comes J.D. And right now he trails in the home run race by 1 to Chris Davis of the Oakland Athletics. Sitting at 39. Hitting .337 with 115 RBIs. Last 35 games, he's driven in 33.
Interesting matchup between these two guys. As you mentioned, Toussaint of Haitian descent, JD Martinez, parents Cuban Americans, both from the same area of Florida down near Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Pembroke Pines.
And he misses again, and the count goes to 2-0. So that's 6 in a row off the plate. JD, his last 5 games against the Braves, has hit 4 home runs. And Toussaint with a 2-0. And a ground ball toward the middle, scooped up by Swanson to Albies, and close, double play. That will retire the side. That's all for the Sox here in the top of the first inning in Atlanta. Jr. is in left field. He's hit 23 home runs. Ender Inciarte is in center field with Freddie Freeman at first base. Nick Markakis in right field, 2 of the best hitters in the National League. Johan Camargo at third. Kurt Suzuki, the veteran catcher. Ozzie Albies at second base. Dansby Swanson, the shortstop, just did a really nice job starting that twin killing. And Toussaint is the pitcher, number 9 hitter against the Red Sox starter, presented by New England Audi Dealers. Nathan Eovaldi, 5-7, a 4.35 ERA, and it feels like a weighty start for Eovaldi today.
Yes, it does. No question about it. Defensively behind Eovaldi, second best defense in the American League. Nunez at third base, Bogey at short, Ian Kinsler with the Gold Glove, and Mitch Moreland, another Gold Glove first baseman on the right-hand side. Benintendi, Betts, and Vasquez and Nathan Eovaldi are your battery today.
First pitch cut on and missed by Acuna. 296, 23 home runs, and he has 16 home runs since the All-Star break, the second most in baseball. He can make it 1-0 very quickly.
Excuse me, Dave. JD Martinez making the start and right. Those things flew by me so quick I couldn't get to him.
Atlanta 76-60. They are 4 up on the Phillies in the National League East. And moving toward postseason play. Eovaldi with a 1-1. Brian Snitker is their manager, and he's getting a lot of applause here in Atlanta around the National League for the job he's done here, kind of righting the ship when he came on board.
A lot of good young talent, and he's managed them well.
He gets props for the same stuff that Alex Cora gets props for, and that is his communication and a nice calm clubhouse. 2-2.
Got a little veteran leadership in Freeman and Markakis this year that certainly don't hurt. 2 of the better players in the National League as well.
And Eovaldi with a 2-2 in there, strike three at 101 miles per hour. And Acuna down watching it.
Well, watch the location of this pitch on the outer corner on the black. That's what we did not see out of Eovaldi in his last start. His stuff was there. His location was poor. That's excellent location.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance. So one away in Ciarte, 258 with 9 home runs. And a guy who will run if he gets on. He has 25 stolen bases. Freddie Freeman on deck. Well, Eovaldi has 2 short no decisions and 3 consecutive losses since starting out brilliantly for the Red Sox after the trade. He fell behind 3-0 in his last one in Chicago, a 6-1 loss that ended prematurely for him when the rains came, prompting a 2-hour rain delay, and he did not return after that. Here's the 1-2. And a right-hander looking to make it back-to-back Ks to begin his afternoon. Poke foul.
There's the cutter. Outer half on the corner again. Good pitch.
Atlanta has scuffled against the American League. They're 8-9 against the AL this season. They dropped 2 out of 3 to the Sox at Fenway. As mentioned, the Red Sox conversely are 11-3 against the National League. (3-2) and he walked him. He doesn't walk many, but he puts on Ciarte.
Not a good idea, as you mentioned. 25 stolen bases. He has been caught 11 times, however.
And here comes Freddie Freeman, who all season long, and frankly since the beginning of his career with the Braves, has been one of the best hitters in the National League, but he is in a slump.
And I talked to their manager, Brian Snitker, about both he and Markakis, who are both in terrible slumps right now. He said it just shows you how great they are all the other times. They're both still hitting over 300. He said, you guys set such high standards for yourselves. People get on you when you're normal.
He's hitting .306. He's homered 20 times, 82 RBIs, but he has not hit a home run against a team other than the Marlins since July 1st.
That is a drought for a guy who's known for big power. Eovaldi, a nice throw over to first base. He's going to have to pay attention over there. Good speed.
And the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Freeman looking for his 3rd consecutive season of 300, 30 doubles, 20 homers. In franchise history, only 2 other Braves, Hank Aaron and Chipper Jones, have 3 such seasons, and they're both in the Hall. 1-1. Past him. 98.
When this Braves team went through a little swoon there for a number of years, Freeman was here and being productive. Nobody really paid attention because the team wasn't doing anything.
And a 1-2. Just got a piece of that. And Vasquez could not hang on. Well, big crowd here for game number 1. And those are expected for all 3 games here. Tomorrow's a night game. And another day game for the 3rd game on Wednesday. In fact, that'll be like a noon start.
Eovaldi has shown Freeman a couple of different fastballs and a couple of different miles per hour on them. Rushed it up there close to 100. He's thrown 195. Freeman's been able to foul off each of them.
And Ciarte not a big lead at first, not running. 2-2. That sun today could be a real battle on fly balls because it's in and out behind clouds, and then all of a sudden it's bright.
Pretty decent pitch to run on right here.
3-2. Yeah, Eovaldi in a position where he's got to give the Red Sox some innings. Alex Cora said that the bullpen's in good shape. Yeah, I mentioned Stephen Wright has a possibility to pitch today. Great to see Stephen back in the fold if needed. And the 3-2 runner goes, and it's knocked foul. Long at bat here by Freeman. That's nothing new for him.
21 pitches already. He swung at ball 4 right there. It was the 2-2 pitch, really, that's kind of your action pitch that Eovaldi threw that was pretty non-competitive. He got some help right there.
Markakis on deck, and the 3-2 runner taken off again. He got jammed big time and fought it off.
That's what a cutter can do to you right there. When you're a left-handed pitcher, you're facing a righty, you think it's going to be a good fastball to hit, and then it runs right on your fingertips. Surprised his bat didn't break on a swing like that.
Freeman will take a walk. He has taken 67 to lead Atlanta, but he would much rather swing the bat. Trying to hit his way out of this skid he's been in. And the 3-2 will not be made. A dive back by Ciarte. Vasquez behind the plate today for the Red Sox.
Strong arm reputation on Vasquez might be the reason Ciarte has not tried to run.
Takes off for the 3rd time, and that's going to be ball 4 anyway. So back-to-back walks by Eovaldi. Typically doesn't walk anybody.
Now that's a pretty close pitch right there. Maybe the problem is that Vasquez has to kind of pop out of his stance back there and make the throw. It makes it a little tougher for the umpire to see the pitch.
Long at bat. Freeman wins that battle, so those are walks 13 and 14 all season long for Nathan Eovaldi. That's in 91 innings. Unusual for him. Brings up Markakis now, 303, 14 homers. He's driven in 83 runs. He also has been skidding with the bat. He'll take ball 1. Markakis 11 for his last 68. That's over 18 games. 162.
3 for his last 24. Also in that mix. What a great start he got off to.
Well, Atlanta's trying to do that against Nathan Eovaldi. Needs that ground ball that Toussaint got in the 1st inning.
How about that play that Dansby Swanson made to end that inning on the double play? We're told that he had 2 plays nearly exactly like that in yesterday's ball game. He can pick it.
Markakis, a guy who will hit into a double play. He's hit into 16 of them. That's number 1 on their ball club. A strike.
Here's the play that ended the first inning. A tough play. J.D. Martinez, the runner, but watch how far Swanson went to go get this ball. Quick flip and a nice turn by Albies at second, and they get it done.
Inciarte at second, Freeman on at first. No score in the first inning, but Atlanta threatening. 1-2. Right by him at 96 miles an hour. So he's fanned 2, he's walked 2, and that'll bring up Camargo.
Climbing the ladder there on that strike there. We've talked so much about Eovaldi's fastball and how hard he throws it. Sometimes you wish he'd use it a little bit more. Really only throws it about half the time.
Johan Camargo at third base, 275 with 15 home runs. And up there with 2 men aboard here in the first inning. And it's just so important for Eovaldi to avoid first inning problems, to get through this unscathed. First inning has really been a bugaboo for him in recent starts. And 1-0 to Camargo. Now Camargo was named the starting third baseman on May 20th. Since then, been a very good hitter. 285, 13 homers in 89 games. They bat him fifth a lot.
Look at where he stands on the plate. Goodness gracious, he is hanging all out over the plate.
Couldn't catch up there. 1-2.
Born in Panama City. They say that goes to the Dominican leagues and plays in the Dominican League in the wintertime, and they say he has become an enormous superstar down there with some big home runs and hits. They love him.
Well, Eovaldi is trying to strike out 3 despite some wildness in the inning. 2-2. Now it's a heavy pitch inning here in the first inning for the right-hander.
Dave, I like the way Freddie Freeman leads off of first base. He's already headed towards second in that lead, and it gives him a chance to see Moreland behind him so he can get a bigger lead and still know exactly where Moreland is.
2-2 to Camargo. Veteran catcher Kurt Suzuki on deck. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the number 5 hitter Camargo. And he has run it full. He's working hard here in the first inning. Got off to a great start by fanning one of the better young players in the National League in Acuna Jr. And then back-to-back walks. Strikeout of Markakis. Long at bat here by Camargo.
33 pitches. The heat of the day will take its toll on the guys that are pitching today as well.
Runners will go in the 3-2. They take off, and it's fouled away. Temperatures expected to hit near 90 today. The second year of the ballpark, SunTrust Park. It's getting very solid reviews.
What do you think, Dave?
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
At least today it was very easy to get here. There was none of that famous Atlanta traffic this morning, but check back with us tomorrow. Here comes the 3-2. Runners take off again. That one roped foul. Another long at bat. They are really making him work. A lot of foul balls.
got the kind of stuff that should be swing and miss stuff. That last pitch he just threw Camargo is a pitch. The only thing he can do with that is pull it foul. He's so right on top of the plate. If he's going to swing at it, really hard to keep this one fair. Generally, when you see a guy stand that close to the plate, he doesn't like the ball away from him. So he wants to make almost every pitch a middle-in pitch, and he won't swing at anything that's away because it should be a ball.
Ciarte and Freeman will be on the run. There they go. Man, he's walked another man. So he's walked the bases loaded. This is not what Eovaldi needed to do today. And out comes Dana Levangie.
Sometimes you just don't understand the pitch selection. There's a split finger with the bases loaded. He's already walked 2 guys and he's got a full count. He's got a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. You got to use that in that situation, don't you?
I would think so.
His last walk on a 3-2 count was not a fastball. You're in trouble because you're not using it.
May well be the message here by Levangie. Next man in will be Kurt Suzuki, who, by the way, is a very good fastball hitter. 265. He's hit 9 home runs. There will be no place to put him.
One of the big weapons that Eovaldi has always had is the strikeout. Those strikeout numbers are down, and this is a guy who doesn't strike out. Suzuki just 34 times all season as he struck out.
He's going to work from the windup. They're all filled up with 2 down. And a strike. Generous call perhaps, but strike 1.
And a lot of action on that pitch.
Suzuki has been swinging a hot bat. He won't chase there. He has a hit in 11 of his last 12 games at .357.
Some of those other guys in the lineup are really picking up the slack lately for Freeman and Markakis. They've been scuffling, but other guys have been swinging it.
This is his 39th pitch in the first inning. And a ground ball to short. Xander has it. The throw on target enough to get the out. And Eovaldi will get out of the inning without a run despite 3 walks.
All right, fans, it's time to stand up and shake what you got. Let's see who will win the
Baseball and the Red Sox. Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Choose Nissan today. Shop ChooseNissan.com. In Atlanta, no score after an inning. Eovaldi was on the high wire. Brandon Workman had started to get up and fire it in the bullpen before Eovaldi got out of it with the ground ball. So Xander Bogaerts beginning the second inning, 0-0. Then it's Moreland and Nunez. They'll hit a little ground ball weakly to the pitcher, and Toussaint will set him down. One gone. And Moreland will be next. Red Sox here for 3. Rick Porcello against Sean Newcomb, the left-hander. That'll be tomorrow night. The Sox have not determined who's going to start on Wednesday. Mike Fulton-Nevich will start, the right-hander for Atlanta, who has a 2.80 ERA and tossed one of the more impressive games at Fenway all season long earlier this year. Moreland 250, 15 home runs. You played in Atlanta briefly.
Very briefly.
How brief was that?
I was with the team for spring training and then a month into the season.
You played for Bobby Cox.
I did. There's not too many people that will tell you they only played in an organization for a month and tell you that it was one of the best organizations I ever played in. Bobby Cox and his staff, very much the same as the staff that Alex Cora has right now, and also the staff that Snitker has. They have a bunch of coaches on this team that want to help their major leaguers get better. It wasn't always like that.
Well, it was said for many years when Bobby was managing the Braves, and they were winning, what, 14 consecutive division titles, a ridiculous pitching staff anchored by Maddox, Glavine, Smoltz, that if you couldn't play for Bobby Cox, you didn't belong in the majors. So that must have been a glorious month for you. Here's the 3-1. And he's going to walk him. A lot of that early on here today.
Well, there were 29 other teams out there where guys were playing in the big leagues. So
Bobby Cox, the Hall of Famer. What do you think made him a great manager?
I just think that the way he treated people, he treated every guy like a man and gave them respect, and then certainly expected it in return, and expected you to do the things you were supposed to do.
I think that's a great synopsis of why he's in Cooperstown. As Eduardo Nunez gets in and fouls that one away. He had Gary Sheffield for a while, and Gary was on the DL for a long time. They were paying him a lot of money. Came off the DL one day, went into the clubhouse. He was certain he was going to see his name on the lineup card, and it wasn't there. Figured, wow, coming off the DL today, they're paying me a ton of money. I should be in there by all rights, probably. Fully expected it. Little topper, shortstop Swanson charging that. He'll flip into second and get the out there in a close play. As Moreland is retired, Nunez safe at first, and 2 away.
Kind of a risky little play by Swanson here. It kind of shows you how confident he is. Might have gone to first base. Quick little toss to second. You're in a little bit of trouble if you don't get him at second, but they just nipped him.
So that'll send up Kinsler with 2 down. So to finish that story, Gary Sheffield went into Bobby Cox's office. He said, Bobby, what's up? I figured I'd be in there today. And Bobby looked at him and said, hey, we're not going to rush it. I know you're coming off the DL. I know you feel okay. Take another couple of days off. Take 2 more days. Just relax. Hit, take some fly balls. And Gary walked out of there going, no manager has ever handled me like that. They would have rushed me right in there no matter what. Mainly because of the payday, not Bobby Cox.
What guys were making didn't mean a thing to him.
No, he was more concerned about their health
and winning.
And boy, did he win a lot.
Well, and that staff also was Jimmy Williams, who also managed the Red Sox. A great baseball man he was.
Jimmy was a great coach.
Yes.
Swing and a miss. He went chasing there, and down he goes. So Kinsler will fan. 1 man left. Still no score.
Hey, Braves country.
Season are now on sale. New plans will include access to potential 2018 postseason games. For more information, go to redsox.com/season tickets.
Well, mission number 1 here for Eovaldi in the second inning is throw some strikes. He walked 3 men in the first inning. Did strike out 2, and he got out of it, but unusual for him to be walking people. Eovaldi's here, the talented second baseman. 21 home runs out of him, out of a middle infielder. Scores a lot of runs. He's tied for 3rd in the National League with 90 runs scored. Has 34 doubles. And one of the very many talented young Braves.
Again, just 21 years old.
Swanson on deck, and then the pitcher. He looked to check, and he did.
I'm amazed at the way the game has changed a little bit when you look at some of the really good young players in the game today and the size of them. Look at Mookie Betts, you look at Albies, Jose Ramirez. These guys are 5'9" and below, and some of the best players in the game.
That'll be scooped up there at first base, or did he catch it clean? I think he caught it clean. Eventually, the first base umpire Visconti ruled on it. And so Albies is out. 1 man gone. Swanson coming up.
Orland does the smart thing here. He thinks he caught it, but he might as well go over and finish the play in case the umpire thinks differently.
Swanson, a .249 hitter, a little bit of pop too. 14 home runs for the shortstop. Good glove man. Last 20 games, he's batting .309. One man out. Up the middle he goes. Bogarts will snatch that. Nice play. Very smoothly done for the second out. Ace Ticket is the best seats to all Red Sox games and concerts at Fenway. Prices and service are better than you can imagine. Visit aceticket.com today.
Well, we've seen both shortstops in this game range up the middle and make great plays. Bogey gets his counterpart there. Swanson at first.
Touki Toussaint, the pitcher.
Now
97 in it for a strike.
The Braves have to feel like they made a couple really great deals with the Arizona Diamondbacks. They got Swanson. He's their former #1 pick. And this kid as well, a #1 pick from the Arizona Diamondbacks.
They think they're really onto something with this guy in particular as a big-time starter in the rotation for next year.
They made a deal. It was kind of a salary purge. They wanted to get rid of Bronson Arroyo, and the Braves insisted that this guy was in the deal as well.
Eovaldi looking for that 3rd strikeout today. And trying to set him down 1-2-3. Making contact. He pops a foul out of play. Now, the Red Sox had one of their few games that was over pretty quickly yesterday afternoon in Chicago, losing that one 8-0. Only had a couple of those all season long, fouled away. Sitting at 94 and 44. The Sox magic number to clinch a playoff berth is 8. First time we've used that phrase.
I was going to say, good math. I'm expecting you to keep us updated each night now.
You are not lying.
8. Come on.
1-2. Well, he's been pesky here. Going to make him throw. 2 down and the base is empty. Sox up by 7.5 over the Yankees. Red Sox will play New York 3 more times in New York and 3 in Boston. And a swing and a miss. He puts him away. 3rd strikeout for Nathan Eovaldi.
It's time now to send it back to Mark.
TC and Lenny will preview tomorrow's pitching matchup between Rick Porcello and Sean Newcomb. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
To the 3rd inning on a beautiful day here. Christian Vasquez will lead it off. Then the pitcher Eovaldi and Mookie Betts. Red Sox have drawn a couple of walks, but no hits yet against the young right-hander.
Pitcher number 7, Christian Vasquez.
Toussaint, one of several who have made their major league debut this season. In fact, the Braves just the second team in 110 seasons to have 4 different starters win their major league debut in the same year. The 09 Orioles had 5 such players. Vasquez 209, 3 home runs, back in the lineup the last couple of games.
Usually when you're talking about a team having that many players make their debut, especially in the starting staff, you're not talking about a team that's leading the division.
Vasquez coming off the 10-day DL on Saturday, but that actually turned into missing 46 games with that right 5th finger fracture. Into center field. Inciarte right there. Didn't move very much. 1 away. Let's get on to Garen.
Thanks, OB. Well, Alex Cora made the announcement today that David Price will start this weekend against the Astros. Now, Cora was telling us that Price feels really good and he actually wanted to start Wednesday, but they don't want him swinging the bat. And Chris Sale will throw another bullpen tomorrow, and Cora said that they will decide what the next step will be after that, whether that's another bullpen or a sim game, and when he will be the opener. Guys?
The opener, and yeah, he wants to be called the opener if he's going to go a couple innings. He said, make sure, he told Alex Cora, make sure you refer to me as the opener for that one. The now famous term used by Tampa Bay. Eovaldi 125, no homers, 1 run batted in. Sale has been chomping at the bit. You know he has been. Just dying to get back out there, which is a great sign.
Anybody as competitive as he is doesn't like sitting around too much, but as you said, his spirits are good.
And I think that has calmed the nerves of a lot of Sox fans. You know, his personality and his competitive desire obviously feels good. 2-2, and that'll be ball 3. So if nothing else, Eovaldi is forcing Toussaint to throw more pitches than he wanted to against a fellow hurler. And in there for strike 3. That was a good pitch.
No, you're right. I don't think he had too many intentions of swinging the bat, but he did make him throw 6 pitches here.
Center fielder number 50, Mookie Betts.
2 up, 2 down. Mookie Betts struck out to start it. So 0 for 1 today. A lot of folks on press row who we don't see routinely and do not see Mookie Betts all the time. We're asking questions about the year that Mookie has had and how good a player he is on an everyday basis. They look at the numbers and they can see an MVP candidate. He will chop that one. Albies, the second baseman on the other side of the bag, will set him down. And the Red Sox go quietly in the 3rd inning.
It's time for the Red Sox.
You cook with Kenyon City Grill. Today's the last day to get 10% off with code NESSON. Shop the Labor Day sale at cookwithkenyon.com. Hope you've had the grill going today. Beautiful day here. And I certainly hope wherever you're watching today that is the same. Acuna Jr. struck out to begin the ball game. Scoreless here to the bottom half of the third inning. After he whiffed, though, Eovaldi ran into trouble in the first inning. Back-to-back walks. He struck out Markakis and walked another man before getting out of the inning, and then zipped through the second. 1-2-3. We have seen Nathan hit 101 miles an hour here today. Acuna with 23 home runs. Nowhere near that one.
See Acuna with the big hand protection pad on his batting glove.
Eovaldi trying to put him away, and he does at 97. He has struck him out twice.
When you think about a guy like Acuna Jr. is not a big guy. He's going to have to elevate pitches to be able to hit him out of the park like he does. Unfortunately, that's where that launch angle can't get you in trouble. Eovaldi just goes just a little bit above it. Guys like to swing at that pitch, but sometimes you can't reach it at 97.
Inciarte took a walk in the first inning. Neither side with a hit yet. Freddie Freeman on deck for the Braves. Here's the 1-0. This is the third ballpark the Atlanta Braves have played in their history. Starting out at old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, then Turner Field, the former Olympic Stadium, and now the new place here, SunTrust Park, in its second year. Braves wanted to move to get to their fan base, Steve, more than anything else, north of the city.
Because it seemed like Turner was still a new stadium.
And to a lot of people it did. And the 3-0 is in there for a strike. He started off to first base, but home plate umpire Winters reeled him back. So 3-1.
Asked him if that fastball was up. Winters said no.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Spoiled again. They're making him throw pitches, that's for sure. Next one will be his 64th.
Inciarte with 9 home runs on the season. 2 of them have come in the last 10 games where he's been on fire. Hitting .387 over that span.
On the infield to Kinsler, routine stab. 2 up and 2 down.
Tonight at 10 p.m. on NESSON Sports Today, we'll have a full recap of today's Sox game, plus the latest from Bruins captain's practice. NESSON Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
Freddie Freeman took a walk in the first inning after a lengthy at bat. Red Sox are going to overshift on him and bring Xander Bogaerts over to the right side of the bag.
You see this alignment a lot. They'll shift in the infield and play pretty much straight up in the outfield. Freeman's got power to all fields when he hits the ball in the air, but they feel like if he's going to hit the ball on the ground, he's going to pull it.
And a base hit up the middle. So Freeman becomes the first man to get a knock today. He's on with 2 down.
Nothing real special right there. Just got a fastball in the inner half and hit it right back at Eovaldi.
Markakis will be next. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And he'll look at a strike. That cutter right near the corner. Not much off speed from Nathan Eovaldi. Johan Camargo, the on-deck hitter. Freeman aboard.
Both pitchers in today's game use a splitter for their changeup. Neither one of them throw it often.
He did there, but missed with it. Two down and a 1-1. And he'll lay off one outside.
See Vasquez give that sign, fastball away, and then he has to creep to the outside. Make sure that Markakis can't see or hear him move.
Markakis, with occasional power, he's got 14 home runs, but that's really never been his game. He's a line drive guy, he's a gap hitter. Always a lot of doubles. 2-2. He became the first Brave in franchise history to collect at least 35 doubles in 4 straight years. Only Chipper Jones and Hank Aaron have had more 35 double years in their entire Braves career than Markakis.
Hard to believe they didn't do it in 4 straight.
And another ground ball to Kinzel. Will handle that one up and over. 1 man left. Still no score here in Atlanta. Traveled by train to Chicago to prepare to play the Cubs in the World Series. Baseball season was shortened that year because of World War I. The Sox would win the series in 6 games with Babe Ruth winning twice. Red Sox made a trip by train earlier this summer. And that one's going to be hit toward the hole, scooped up by Albies. He'll wait on the pitcher, and the throw got him. Actually, it was Freeman who came down on the bag. And Albies made the play.
Everybody over there to cover. Freeman had to jump to make the catch, and then did get down on the bag just before Benny did. Toussaint was over there. Can't really blame Toussaint for being over there. That's part of his job to get there.
Well, you know, Benintendi giving himself the safe side as he came back. I think the complaint here by Cora was, did he have a lane with the pitcher coming over and cutting him off? Did he have a lane to the bag?
Yeah, it looked like the possibility of a little bit of interference. You could see Benintendi actually slow down a step or two before the bag. Let's check that out again. You see Benintendi coming down. Toussaint right there coming. He's going the way he's supposed to, but now he gets right in the way there. No contact was made, but now Benny's saying, well, what do you want me to do? I literally have to run the guy over before I can get a call.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the truth.
Would you call that obstruction?
I think you have to make contact.
Well, no satisfaction there.
For 28, J.D. Martinez.
Watch Benny start to slow down right there. Stutter stepping. If he doesn't have to do that, he beats the play.
So 1 man gone. J.D. Martinez hit into a double play first time up. That went 6-4-3. Xander Bogaerts on deck. We're scoreless into the 4th inning. And the Red Sox in search of their first hit against Toussaint. J.D. hitting .378 in his last 35 games. Even hotter over a long stretch. His next home run will be number 40. 2-2. One down and a 2-2 on the way. JD's 39 home runs, the most by a Sox hitter since David Ortiz had his 54 in 06. And we're tied for the second most by Red Sox hitter before September 1st. Ortiz had 47 in 06. Manny Ramirez had 39 in 01. And he had that spectacular first year. And more to follow. Here's the 2-2. He put him away. That was pretty nasty with the split. He struck him out.
Let's see that on a replay here. That split finger grab. Watch that. Jeez, that just falls right off, doesn't it? That's so tough.
Number 2, Xander Bogaerts.
Great late action. Already starts off on the kneecaps and then ends up in the dirt.
Xander Bogaerts has grounded out to the pitcher. Bright sunshine again here in Atlanta. I've had the pleasure of living here for 6 years, calling the Braves very early in my career, and also living in Miami doing the Marlins for 9 years. Summers here can actually be hotter than Miami because there's no breeze at all in Atlanta a lot of the time. Wave and a miss. Boy, that was pretty filthy with that breaking ball. Back-to-back strikeouts, and the Sox go 1-2-3.
All right, fans, get out your phones.
Hunger program. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Last half of the fourth inning coming your way. Camargo will lead things off. There's only one hit in the game so far. That was Freddie Freeman's base hit in the third inning. The Red Sox have been completely shut down by the youngster Toussaint. But Eovaldi, after a rocky first inning, has settled down. And flared foul, 2-1.
Wednesday, September 12th is Devers Gnome Night at Fenway Park. The first 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a Rafael Devers Gnome presented by Granite City Electric. For more information, go to redsox.com/promo.
Suzuki on deck, and then Albies.
I'd have to say today, Dave, that the two best pitches Eovaldi has is the fastball and the cutter. Been the most effective, and he's had the best command with both of those.
The way it's going today, what's going to get him is pitch count.
Sure.
And that's because of all the walks in the first inning. And a lot of foul balls. Next pitch will be number 77. And Camargo a tough out. And a hot hitter. 348 in his last 23 games.
Fasky and Eovaldi having trouble getting on the same page. They went through almost every pitch he has, and Eovaldi didn't want to throw any of them. Starting over now.
So far, a very laid-back Labor Day in Atlanta. And the 3-2. And he'll walk him for the second time. So it's the 4th issued by Eovaldi. Don't miss your last chance to enter NESN's Backyard Ballpark contest. You can upload a short video of your backyard ballpark to NESN.com/ballparks by midnight tonight. And we're going to pick a winner at 12:01 a.m. If yours comes out on top, we'll host a private party for your family and friends at your home field. NESN's Backyard Ballpark contest presented in part by Lighthouse Construction. Our producer Dan Asman says he will call me at 12:01 in the morning and say, let's pick the winner. Suzuki 0 for 1. And Eovaldi with the 1-0. That's a shot into left field for a base hit. Benintendi will scoop it. That's their second hit, but now they have runners at first and second, nobody out.
Suzuki all over a fastball at 97. Figure out a way to get a ground ball here next to hitter.
So 2 on, nobody out for Albies, who lined to Moreland at first base his first trip, as Atlanta tries to take a relatively early lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Workman is up for the second time in the Sox pen. Albee started the season a hot hitter in terms of driving the ball and extra base hits, but he's fallen off, batting out of the 7-hole today. Two on and nobody out.
Albee's won for his last 12 with runners in scoring position. Snitker basically said, look, the book's out on him. He's got a small target, but guys just don't pump fastballs down the middle to him anymore and let him hack.
Well, that's what really led to all those numbers early in the season, but he has 2 extra base hits in his last 26 games. So that pace has slowed down drastically.
You get pitches like that. Cutter on the outer half. Still has the 21 home runs, but as you said, those came early when guys were just pumping them in there.
Camargo and Suzuki aboard. Eovaldi looking for that K again. .84 pitches with nobody out in the 4th inning. Long look into Vasquez. Finally picks one out.
Looking for a punch out.
Fly foul instead. Nathan Eovaldi's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. Four walks really jump out. That is a season high. He hadn't walked more than 2 men in a single start until today. Two to Albies. High fly ball into right field. Martinez backing up, plenty of space out there, and will make the catch. Camargo will tag up from second and move on to third. So at least it advances a runner 90 feet away for Atlanta.
Tomorrow at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud. Available at Men's Warehouse. TC and Lenny will break down Nathan Eovaldi's start.
Well, here comes Cora. Bullpen gate is open. 2 men on and only 1 down here in the 4th inning. And here comes Brandon Workman. So a pitching change. Eovaldi does not last very long. Only 1 out into the 4th inning. The walks really got him. Workman coming in. We'll take the break and be back in Atlanta with more in just a moment.
TC and Lenny will break down the keys of the game. You'll hear from Nathan Eovaldi and Alex Cora. Who but WB Mason celebrating over 20 years of same-day delivery.
Well, Eovaldi giving up the baseball to Brandon Workman with runners at 1st and 3rd. They both belong to Eovaldi.
He's actually given up a different baseball to Brandon Workman. He took that one with him.
Dansby Swanson is 0 for 1. He is grounded to short. But Atlanta has to go ahead and run 90 feet away.
There's the ball Eovaldi had. I can't remember the last time I saw a manager come out and take the ball away from the pitcher, but he never actually gave him the ball. He took it with him and brought it into the dugout with him.
Workman tossed a scoreless 8th inning with a strikeout Friday night at Chicago. And he's been tough lately. 11 appearances now with a 1.46 ERA. Needs to be again. Would love a ground ball here. Fooled him.
That's one of the reasons why Workman is the guy right now with his good breaking stuff. He can get that ground ball.
No score, 4th inning. Well, Alex Cora mentioned the bullpen. He thought he had plenty of guys to go to today, with the rosters expanding, and Stephen Wright ready to go as well. This one pop foul back out of play. And I really think a guy who could give the Red Sox a huge lift in the month of September, Stephen Wright.
We hope so. If he comes back and pitches the way he is, if he's healthy and pitching right, he's outstanding. And with what we've seen out of Eovaldi lately, well, he could jump right into a spot in the rotation.
Camargo, the runner at 3rd, back in at first base, Suzuki. And a 1-2 as he looks for the K. Knocked down. Nice stop by Vasquez. The runners have to stay put.
So valuable with a guy on 3rd base to have a catcher that you know will block the ball if you're going to bounce your breaking ball. Pitcher has to have confidence that he could do that, throw a ball in the dirt, and not worry about a run scoring.
Two on the way. Got a piece of it.
One of the reasons why Vasquez is so good at that is because he continues to work on it. You see him down in the bullpen all the time, working on balls in the dirt.
One down, 2 on, the 2-2 from Workman. Red Sox throwing a lot of pitches here today. Yet no runs. Eovaldi walking 4 men in 3 1/3.
Haven't seen many guys run as far as stolen bases unless it's been a 3-2 count.
Suzuki tiny lead at first base. He's not running, and that'll be low for ball 4. So another walk. That'll load up the bases with 1 down. Although the pitcher's coming up, Toussaint.
Catch a condensed 2-hour version of this Red Sox game at midnight on Sox and 2. Sox and 2 is brought to you by Cumberland Farms, where you can get iced coffee for 99 cents, any size, any day.
And many in the crowd doing the tomahawk chop again. It goes back to the 1991 season here, when the Braves really started to turn things around. They went from worst to first, went to the World Series, almost won it. 7 games against Minnesota. That was a great World Series. John Smoltz against Jack Morris in Game 7. Well, the base is jammed for Toussaint, and he will take a ball. He struck out in the 2nd inning. They're all filled up now with Camargo at 3rd, Suzuki at 2nd, Swanson at 1st.
He struck out, but as you mentioned, he was pretty pesky. He fouled off some pitches. Gave you a decent at bat. He can be scary up there.
He'll put it in play. Here's the throw to the plate. Get the out there, back to 1st, and not in time. Beats the wrap on a double play, but they do get the force at home plate for the 2nd out.
This is a good job by Moreland. He knows the ball's not hit all that hard. It's going to be tough to turn over a double play. So he's very careful and makes a good throw home to get the out there. Ian Kinsler sneaks in behind to try to cover first base.
Two gone. Dana Lavangi back out to the mound. He spent a lot of time out there today already. Bases reloaded. One of the best young hitters in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. Although today he has struck out twice. Mike Winters out there to break it up.
Notice a little bit of a longer conversation as well between Vasquez and Bogaerts to make sure that flashing the signs, they know what's going on. They don't want to be able to make those signs so easily recognizable to the runner on second base in case they're looking to try to steal something.
All jammed up. Workman trying to get out of this, largely not of his making. And he'll deliver ball 1 up high on Acuna. Got to be very careful with this young man. 23 home runs for him. 2 down. And a 1-0. Would not offer. 2-0. No doubt the Braves are getting the superior scoring chances. Red Sox already into the bullpen here in this Labor Day.
It's not like the Braves are knocking the ball all over the ballpark. A lot of walks.
And a high pop-up. Kinsler in the outfield. He's got it. And Workman gets out of it. Loading the bases, leaving them loaded.
It's now time to send it back to Mark for the Braves All-Star Face Race.
Workman work out of a jam. First pitch, just an 89-mile-an-hour four-seamer right there, way out of the zone. Then he tries to cut it. Now you're in a little bit of trouble. You know he's going to be hacking, but you cut it again, and he doesn't get it. He pushes that ball just off the barrel of his bat. He pops it up, and he gets out of that jam.
Nice work by Brandon Workman. So on into the 5th inning, a 0-0 game. Red Sox have left 1 man on base, and Atlanta's already stranded 6. Touki Toussaint has been tough so far. Last inning got the Sox 1-2-3 with a couple of strikeouts. And he has 5 in the ball game, walking 2.
There's only been 2 hits in this entire game. A lot of the action on the bases, as we talked about before. Eovaldi walked a lot of guys. Workman walked. Start throwing the ball over the dish.
Now Mitch Moreland, one of the few to reach base in this one, took ball 4 in the 2nd inning. And will lead off the 5th. They do some serious in-between inning entertainment in this ballpark. And coming up with some innovative stuff. A lot of traditionalists don't like it. I realize that, but they had the giant head races. 3 Braves heads on great big placards and moving those across the outfield and the stands.
I think Marquez won, didn't he, today?
the head of Nick Markakis.
Yes, big head.
Here's the 0-2, and he struck him out quickly. Moreland down hacking. Nunez next.
It's a pretty good indication of how Moreland will get himself in trouble. Watch him pull off of this ball. Watch his front side leave him. The belt buckle opens up very quickly, and he's just kind of falling towards first base as he's making this swing. Everything kind of comes out of there.
Toussaint has fanned 3 in a row going back to last inning. He is the son of a Haitian senator. So a political family. Powerhouse family. Fouled at home plate by Nunez, who was 0 for 1. Nothing game. Red Sox still looking for their first hit. And there's a base hit, maybe more. Into left, Acuna to cut it, and he takes a seat. He slipped, and so into second base goes Nunez. And a break for the Red Sox as he went down on the seat of his pants. Nunez was not going to advance to second base.
No, he wasn't, but it was great awareness by both he and Tommy Goodwin at first base to actually notice what happened out in left field. A lot of times you get a base hit, you know you're not going. This ball just a hanging breaking ball. Nunez all over it. He knows Acuna's going to get there, but Tommy Goodwin's right there. Then Nunez recognizes. They both keep their eye on the play, and that's what enables them to end up over there at second base.
Going to be interesting to see how they rule on that.
Got to be a double, doesn't it?
It is a double. But Nunez was not going to go. That one stroked toward right center field. Well hit. Eovaldi back. It's over his head. Kinsler strikes. Here comes Nunez rounding third. Throw to second base not in time as Nunez crosses home plate. And the Red Sox lead it 1-0. It turns out to be back-to-back doubles. Kinsler with his 40th RBI of the season.
402nd double of his career, and it's an absolute laser beam to the opposite field. Bounces around back there. The Braves do a good job of getting it back. They almost made it close at second base. Nunez scored easily. Good jump by Eovaldi out there. He does a great job playing center field in a pretty big outfield here.
Vasquez trying to keep it rolling, and the Red Sox fans really spring to life all over this ballpark. Where do they get noisy in a hurry? As the Sox grab the lead here in the 5th.
Red Sox fans over the last couple ball games have been sitting on their hands. They haven't had much to get too excited about. Certainly not in yesterday's ball game, and early on in this one.
Vasquez flying to center first trip. Season ago he was so proficient taking that base hit to right field. He's got to get back to that. 1-2. Kinsler put a charge into that shot. Eovaldi had no play, racing back to the warning track. And now Stephen Wright is up and warming in the bullpen. Red Sox will be heavy into the pen today.
This will be a nice little test for Stephen Wright too. Obviously his first action, but coming out of the bullpen, you worry about a guy who's a knuckleballer coming out of the bullpen and throwing strikes.
Here's the 2-2. He pulls it. That's fair down the line. That'll bring in another run. Kinsler in to score. A double for Vasquez. That's 3 in a row for the Red Sox. 2-0 Boston. Right over third.
On this first trip into a new ballpark, all these Red Sox players, even though they didn't hit on the field, they had to come out and look at the dimensions and see how balls would bounce when they hit the ball. Vasquez hits this one down the line, but it gets stuck down in that corner, so he knows he has a chance to get to second base. It didn't bounce back into the playing field. Takes a good look at it right down the line. That fence juts out onto the playing field. If it bounces off of that, he probably cannot go to second base, but it sticks in there.
Big smile for Kinsler. Nunez with the first double in the inning. Kinsler with the second. Vasquez with the third. And the Red Sox offense coming back to life itself as Swihart will bat now. He will hit in the pitcher spot.
It's interesting to see how Swihart has gone from a guy who was a forgotten man early in this season to one of the first options off the bench when Alex Cora needs a hitter.
Sam Freeman, a left-hander, working now in the Braves pen. Blake to 227 now the batting average. That's going up the way he's been swinging it. He has 3 RBIs in his last 4 games. He's got a man at second and 1 down in the 5th. And the 0-2. Did not get the call.
Swihart showed his versatility in that last series in Chicago. Played first base, behind the plate, was at third base.
Mookie Betts on deck. 1-2 coming. Two and 2. And 2 runs home. And a full count. So Mookie waiting on deck. Benintendi after him. You would bet that's why Freeman is warming up. 3-2. Hard hit toward the hole. Always bobbles and throws and got him at first base. Vasquez safely down to third. 2 gone. And Mookie coming up.
Well, you can't teach quickness, and Albies bobbled that ball a little bit, but was able to recover. The ball rolled right back to him, and he got the out.
Mookie on the day has struck out and tapped to second. He was 5 for 15 in the Chicago series with a home run. He looks at a strike. A key matchup presented by Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. And he's always hit the National League. 341 with 4 home runs. And there's a line right base hit. Another run will score. Mookie Betts drives in the 3rd run of the inning. Vasquez touching home plate. 71 RBIs for Mookie. That's going to do it for Tucson.
Mookie Betts, a .389 hitter. When he sees you for the 3rd time, you just can't hold this kid down. He's too good. Beautiful, perfectly balanced swing. We've seen it a million times out of him, and it never gets old.
Well, the Red Sox did not have a hit against the kid until this inning. But they knock him around here in the 5th to the tune of 3 doubles and a base hit. And he is out of the ball game. And you're grounded out to second on a play the Red Sox argued possible obstruction. Just to clarify that, there's no contact necessary on obstruction. And an out made on a base runner during a play in which obstruction is ruled may still stand.
Well, then the only thought process that went into that play is that they felt like he didn't interfere with the play or he didn't get in his way, which that's clearly incorrect. He'd have been safe if the pitcher didn't run in front of him.
And Benintendi looking to keep it rolling now. Red Sox here for 3 games, then an off day, and then a long homestand coming up. It's a homestand that should see the return of both David Price and Chris Sale to the Red Sox rotation. The Yankees will be playing in Oakland later today. They finally go to the West Coast to play the Oakland A's, which is going to be a very tough series for both of those clubs. The A's battling in second place in the AL West. They are 2.5 behind Houston. And after that series, the Yankees have to go to Seattle.
And it's not like the Yankees aren't thinking that they have to win games. They certainly do. Should be a good matchup between 2 good teams with some desperation.
Shot into right center field, down for a base hit. Mookie Betts churning around into third, and Andrew Benintendi laces a clean single. The hits keep on coming here in the 5th inning. Red Sox with 5 hits in the 5th. So far, Martinez next.
The outfield grass here is not extremely fast. You'd think it might be, because when you go down there and feel the grass, it's basically like a putting green that they let grow just a little bit too long. But it's not really fast turf out there, and they're able to get to the balls in the gap.
JD on the day, a double play and a strikeout, so he's 0 for 2. 2 down, 1st and 3rd. And he will look at the ball.
JD could put some serious punctuation on an outstanding inning right here.
He drove in 4 runs in the series in Chicago, up to 115. A high fly to right, not terribly deep. Markakis into foul ground, lunging after it, and oh man, what a play! Right into the stands to snatch that one. That retires the side. However, the Red Sox get 3. Now it's time to turn it over to TC and Lenny for the Mid-Fifth Studio Show. Thank you very much. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Red Sox nice little cushion here, and Stephen Wright about to make an appearance. In time now for our high-strength steel play, brought to you by New England Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. Heck of a play by Markakis.
Nice concentration by Markakis. You had a big guy in a blue shirt sticking his glove in there thinking that he might catch that ball. Maybe I wish he did. And then Markakis just gives him a nice tap right on the face saying, get out of my way.
Yeah, I think the big guy was going after it with the hat.
He wasn't going to get it.
So here comes Stephen Wright. Been a while for Stephen. But the knuckleballer with a record of 2-1 at 3.38 ERA will enter the fray here. Red Sox on top 3-zip.
There's the guy that tried to make the play. He's got a Red Sox shirt on. No wonder he's trying to catch that so that Markakis couldn't.
A little roller here and a foul ball by Inciarte. He'll be followed by Freeman and then Markakis.
Great to have Stephen Wright back on a mound and pitching again, healthy.
He has not pitched since the 22nd of June. That was the performance where he gave up 10 earned runs against Seattle. There's the 1-2. Inciarte drew a walk in the first inning. One of 3 walks issued by Eovaldi, but he got out of that inning, then got him 1-2-3. Gave up a hit, nothing more than that in the 3rd inning. One-two, and is that going to hit him? I believe it did. So Stephen Wright will put the first man he sees on.
Watch the late movement of the knuckleball. Darts way inside and catches Inciarte.
Got him off that elbow, that left elbow on a ricochet. You know, it was amazing about that game on the 22nd of June, the last time Wright pitched. As a starter, he gave up 10 earned runs. The Red Sox won that game, incredibly enough, in a slugfest. They came back and won 14-10. Really one of the magical games of the season.
Got him a no decision.
Here's Freeman now walking a base hit. Red Sox into the hit column 5 times. They did not have a hit until the 3 runs on 5 hits to chase Toussaint in the 5th inning. And a 1-1.
Right after that start where he gave up 10, he ended up on the DO with the left knee problem. He and Pedroia have basically had that same surgery. It wasn't done on baseball players before, and they both have really had some trouble coming back from it.
Markakis on deck and fouled away. How many knuckleballers did you face?
All of them. Who do you think gets to face the knuckleballers?
You were the Mr. Knuckleball guy.
Necro, Huff, all the Necro brothers. Jeez.
How'd you do?
Yeah, too bad, really.
Some guys really specialize as far as hitting that consistently.
I don't know who they are. You know, I talked to Marty Barrett, and he used to say, look, there's 2 philosophies on hitting the knuckleball. Either you go hit his first pitch because he's trying to get it over. Most knuckleballers have a better one later on. They'll throw it harder. I know Stephen Wright does. Either hit that first one or don't even swing and just hope that they throw 4 balls before they can throw 3 strikes. I went up there hacking. I didn't get my opportunities very often, so I figured I better swing the bat.
Ground ball that'll reach the second baseman Kinsler. In the second one on the first, not in time, no double play. But they get one. The old line, of course, is standard. If it's high, let it fly. If it's low, let it go.
Exactly, and that doesn't work as well with Stephen Wright, because he'll tell you that he loves to be up in the strike zone, because he figures if his ball, and there's Phil Niekro's 35 number retired, he knows that if his knuckleball is doing what he wants it to do, he wants it to be up in the zone, because it's going to drop out of that area. And if you think you're swinging at that, he's hoping you're not going to be able to hit it. If a knuckleball's down in the zone, usually it's going to fall right out of the zone. That's why you want to just spit on it and let it go.
That'll send up Markakis as Freeman becomes the runner. Red Sox head 3-0. And the bottom of the fifth, he has struck out and grounded out. As mentioned, not a lot of pitching so far this season from Stephen Wright, but one of his outings was out of the bullpen on May 26th against Atlanta. And not only did he toss 3 scoreless innings against them, he got the win. One hopper knocked down by Bogarts. He flips, got the out there at second. That's all they get. But it is out number 2, and now Markakis is the runner at first. Freeman forced out.
You know, Dave, how sometimes hitters can hit a knuckleball out of player. I wonder if that ball knuckled on Bogey right there. It was an awfully difficult chance. Ball just tried to eat him up, and he stayed with it. See how oddly he reacted to the way that ball was coming at him. Wright throws a knuckleball. Maybe a knuckleball was hit.
So here's Camargo. He's walked twice. It's a statue right out front. One of the gates here at the new ballpark, SunTrust Park, of Phil Niekro throwing a knuckleball. Phil Niekro is really one of the nicest men you would ever meet in baseball. The pitch could really make you look foolish. But he was a guy who pitched forever on his way to Cooperstown.
He did pitch forever.
And there it is. Here at the new ballpark, now in its second year. 0-2, and that one hammered but fouled down the right field line. So 2 strikes on Camargo. Stephen hit his first batter, but he's gotten force plays for the next 2 outs. Red Sox bidding for their 95th win of 2018. Nobody else in baseball has as many as 90. Yankees with 86 are the closest to the Sox. The lob shot toward right. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Very gently hit. Markakis rounds. He's into third. And Camargo has himself a base hit. They're on the corners.
I think a lob shot is a good way to call that one, Dave. That just doinked out there.
So it'll bring up Suzuki, who's gone 1 for 2 with a base hit. Markakis at third, Camargo on at first. He starts him off at 78 in there for strike 1.
The action on his knuckleball today is very much like a right-hander's cut fastball. It's kind of going sideways. It's not a bad thing.
And could not get him to chase that one. We've talked about hitting the knuckleball. I remember Bob Uecker, longtime broadcaster from Milwaukee, who caught in the major leagues, and someone asked him about his theory of catching the knuckleball, and he said it's very simple. I just wait for it to stop rolling and I go pick it up. It'll eat you alive behind that plate. One and two the count on Suzuki.
I think that's the best indication of how hard it is to hit. When people are sitting in the stands and they watch Stephen Wright throw the ball up there, and you look at the gun readings and you're talking anywhere from like 69 to 75. You're sitting in the stands, you're saying, I can hit that pitch. Well, watch the catcher try to catch it. That's your indication of how tough it is.
1-2. Rolls that one foul.
Every catcher has a special, much bigger glove to try to catch it with. It's almost like a modified first baseman's glove. And the key is to be very quiet back there. You can't reach out and try to catch a knuckleball. You got to let it come to you.
Two on, but two out. 3-0 Boston. Hit gently on the infield this time. Kinsler to his left and got him. Wright gets out of it. 2 men left. Final presented by Rodenizer Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electric with TC and Lenny. In the pregame, they highlighted Mookie Betts hot entering the game. Freddie Freeman is cold. Here's how they're doing so far today. And Xander Bogaerts lead things off in the 6th inning. Red Sox had 3-0. Xander has grounded out and struck out. Freeman, a left-hander, staying on. Then it'll be Moreland and Nunez. Nunez, the man who got it going. And he popped him up. On the move, Markakis creeping in. Xander is 0 for 3 today. Let's toss it down to Garrett.
Thanks, Obi. Well, also earlier today, Alex Cora made the announcement that Rafael Devers will be activated and that Brandon Phillips will be added to the roster. Cora said that he's been outstanding and that he's had plenty of opt-outs, but he wanted to stay with this team. He wants to be a part of this, and guys, they really think he'll be a great addition to the clubhouse, especially with the younger players, and they really feel like he's going to contribute.
Garrett, thank you very much. Moreland has walked and struck out in this one. Base is empty, 1 down, 6th inning. Trying to go up the middle, and that will get through for a base hit. Mitch Moreland with his first knock of the day.
Now Brandon Phillips can bring a lot to a ball club. He's such a high energy guy. If he's got anything left in the tank, he could be a good influence in that clubhouse.
Brian Snitker heading out to the hill. I'll tell you, a move, even if it's just bringing someone up from the minors, or a trade for the right personality at the right point in the season, can make all the difference. I saw it with the Marlins when they traded in 1997, down the stretch for Dutch Dalton, the catcher.
Yeah,
and he came in and just shook things up. Not that this team needs to be shaken up.
Saw it last year with Nunez, though, coming in and providing a spark. And I don't think that Brandon Phillips is going to have that kind of an impact, but he's a talkative guy. He's a high energy guy. He's a guy that's going to keep things loose, and that'll help.
Not like the Red Sox are lacking in that clubhouse, though. Anything but, really. Luke Jackson coming on out of their bullpen, the right-hander. Red Sox scored on 5 hits, scored 3 times in the 5th inning to take the lead in this one.
Well, it all got started with Eddie Nunez with his double. Kind of an odd double. Down on the seat of his pants goes Acuna, and Eddie's dancing. And this was an absolute laser beam out of Kinsler. That gets past everybody. That's a back-to-back doubles. And then Christian Vasquez says, why don't I get into this act too? He goes right down the line for a ball that gets stuck at the wall down there. That's a double. Kinsler will score. And then Mookie, come on. Do not leave a guy on base with Mookie coming to the plate, because he's going to clean him up.
Picking up his 71st RBI. Mitch Warner with a base hit to force the bullpen maneuver. Nunez will be next. He's doubled and scored a run. Red Sox stringing together 3 consecutive doubles to take the lead here on this Labor Day. Red Sox get rolling in the 5th inning today, not the 7th inning.
That 7th inning was getting to be kind of special for a few days.
Jackson, his 28th appearance, 3.74 the ERA. Does have 40 punch-outs in 33 2/3. Eduardo continues to swing it. He's not a guy who's up there to take ball 4, but when he's making contact the way he is lately, he hits rockets. Eduardo has 3 home runs in his last 6 games. 10 for the year. And blocked by Suzuki.
He had home runs in back-to-back games. That was nice to see.
You look around this ballpark, does it remind you of a current ballpark at all? I mean, for me, it reminds me a little bit of San Diego.
Yeah, we're down the left field line there. Of course, San Diego has the warehouse.
Yeah, that's very similar in terms of that porch out there.
All right.
And both have an Omni Hotel within steps of center field.
Okay, Steve, this kind of reminds me of Minnesota.
Yeah, there's a little Minnesota in it too, with the open air towards out in the stands there.
Yep, I can
the
see
outfield.
that. Definitely.
It's a beautiful place. They did a nice job.
1-2, he went fishing, and down he goes, strike 3. So 2 away in the Red Sox 6th inning.
The MLB.TV is now available at a lower price. For $49.99, watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Joe Kelly up in the Sox pen. Red Sox have already used Brandon Workman and Stephen Wright after Eovaldi went 3 1/3.
You know, generally when they make new ballparks, they don't really care that much about the broadcasters, so we are a long ways away from home plate. They're saving the better seats for people that are paying to get in here.
I guess that's one way of putting it. A ground ball to third. To his left, Camargo flips on to first base in time. And that will do it. Red Sox will strand one runner here in the 6th inning.
Let's see if one rookie can be on the goal.
One inning weight loss. The promotion they do here, they send an average fan with a head start, and then a member of the grounds crew is actually a track athlete. After this guy gets the head start, Freeze heads out in his track outfit, just blows right by him and thoroughly humiliates him. And this was a complete freeze.
The Freeze must have been on Awaken 180 to be in that good a shape right there.
Nice promotional tip from you. And he can really fly.
Then he gets high fives and handshakes and kisses from people in the crowd.
He was at Iowa Wesleyan. That's where he ran track. So he did it collegiately. Here comes Joe Kelly. His 63rd appearance. Red Sox in the lead 3-0 in the 6th. He becomes the 3rd Red Sox reliever. And that one ripped toward the wall. Headed to right deep. And that ball gets out of here. Albies picking on Kelly. Goes yard for the 22nd time. And that puts Atlanta on the scoreboard with the solo shot.
Well, this is exactly how Albies racked up all those home runs early in the year. Guys thinking because he's only 5'8" that you could just pump fastballs right by him. That's not the case. That's his best pitch to hit. And this was a pretty easy pitch to hit right down the middle. Watch the location of this. Albies isn't waiting around. Ooh. Really nice, powerful, smooth swing from the little guy.
So that's his 22nd home run. But he's only hit 2 in the last 42 games, that being number 2. However, they're on the scoreboard. Dansby Swanson's got 0 for 1 with a walk here today. 3-1 Boston.
Dave,
fired in at 98.
Can you remember the last time there was a #1 overall pick like Dansby Swanson was, and then traded that quickly from the Arizona Diamondbacks to the Braves?
No.
Literally in the offseason of his very first year.
No, that is a very quick exit, the 1-1. That finds the mark with the slider. Pitcher spot on deck for Atlanta. And Kelly looking for the K. 2-2.
That deal between those two teams, Arizona and the Braves, Shelby Miller was traded for Dansby Swanson, and guess who else they got in that deal? Enciarte, their center fielder. I think you'd have to weigh that one towards the Braves.
Oh yeah. Braves headed for October. That'll miss away at 100 miles an hour. Red Sox have had 2 guys in this game throw 100. Eovaldi right away in the first inning, and Shane Carl begins to warm. And now Joe Kelly. (3-2). Fly, that one deep down the left field line. That one headed into the corner, but that's a foul ball up into the stands.
Benny's down there trying to give the ball to someone in the stands. Nobody wants to catch it.
Preston Tucker in the on deck circle. Base is empty. Nobody out. A home run by Albies has put the Braves on the board for the first time. And the 3-2 again. Popped up, a drifting foul and out of play. Tomorrow night, the only night game of the 3-game series. Rick Porcello against the left-hander Sean Newcomb.
Swanson.
Another day game after that.
Swanson's a local product from Marietta, Georgia, right here. Went to Vanderbilt. The #1 overall selection by the Diamondbacks.
3-2 again. Hot shot down for it, Kinsler. First out of the inning. Take on your day the sweet way with Dunkin's new brown sugar cold brew. All the boldness you expect from cold brew coffee. Sweetly balanced with brown sugar. Price and participation may vary. This is a limited time offer. So Tucker being announced as the pinch hitter. Acuna Jr. will follow him. Both sides having to go to their pens relatively early.
Tucker was just acquired. Cincinnati Red organization.
.240 hitter with 6 home runs. Braves actually had him earlier in the season and then dealt him away. They've got him back. Moreland will flip on to Kelly. Gets there in time. 2 down.
I heard him talking down in the batting cage. He said it was the weirdest thing. You know, I kept cheering for the Braves even though I was playing for the Reds. And guess what? Now I'm back.
Yeah, played 62 games earlier this summer with Atlanta. Ronald Acuna Jr. a strikeout, another strikeout and a pop-up. So Red Sox have kept him at bay. He's had an excellent year. Kind of a heart and soul guy for the Braves, but he's been quieted this afternoon. Red Sox leading it 3-1. Braves with a home run in the inning by Albies, but that's been it. And a strike. Red Sox split the 4 games in Chicago. 2 hopper, snagged by Nunez, and got him. That will retire the side. 3-1 Red Sox. Detroit 3-0. Tiger pitcher Doug Fister tossed 7 shutout innings to win for the 12th time that year. Of course, later he would become a member of the Red Sox rotation. Not that season. Vasquez will lead things off here. A new pitcher out there for Atlanta. That is Shane Carl. Recently off the disabled list. Missed about 25 games to shoulder inflammation.
Fastball slider guy.
Vasquez part of the uprising in the 5th inning. The Red Sox scored 3 times. He had one of 3 consecutive doubles right after Nunez and Kinsler had doubled.
Red Sox are falling into a pattern where they do most of their damage all in 1 inning. Today they scored their 3 runs in the 5th. We noted that in Chicago they had a couple big 7th innings. I think Alex Cora would just soon have them score a lot more in other innings as well.
Albies will dig that, and the second baseman throws him out. Vasquez is 1 for 3. Time now for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Red Sox. Here's Tom Caron. Boy, Bregman is a guy who's really cooking and driving the ball. Vasquez making a ground ball out here, 1 away.
Hitting for the Red Sox, number 59.
Bregman, one of the World Series heroes, of course, from last season.
Sam Travis will hit in the 9 spot. So hitting in what became Joe Kelly's spot. Softly rolled. Camargo challenged, but equal to it. 2 down. Two away here in the 7th. And the top of the order now, Mookie Betts. Mookie contributing in that 5th inning with an RBI single. Ryan Brazier will be the next man to the hill for the Red Sox.
think Carl will challenge Mookie with anything on the inner half. Try to stay away, away, away. If you come inside on Mookie, could get hurt.
1 for 3 on the day. Nobody aboard, 2 down. They overshift around to the left on Betts. Mookie has played 26 interleague games. His last 26, he's hit 9 home runs. Batting almost 400. And a 2-0 from Shane Carl. That's right. I don't think anybody loved interleague play more than Dustin Pedroia. And for a long time, a lot of years, the National League just could not get him out.
Yeah, I think most players feel like interleague play has lost its luster, that its time is up. I'm not so sure that if you ask Red Sox teams and the players that have played for the Red Sox over the years that they'd be all that excited to get rid of it. They've been so successful.
To most players, most teams, it's just another series. It's just another sitting on the schedule. Deep short. Swanson couldn't handle initially. Close and got him in a bang bang play.
You got to be pretty darn quick to be able to bobble a ball and then still make an out.
Well, there'll be no challenge on that play, and that's 1-2-3 going to Red Sox in the 7th inning. Well, the Red Sox continuing to lead the division. NESN ratings have been very high, but another factor is NESN availability. As you can see, there are more ways than ever to get NESN. To see a complete list of where to get NESN, check out getnesn.com. And we will stay here in Atlanta for God Bless America on this beautiful Labor Day, drenched in sunshine, in front of a huge crowd at SunTrust Park.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Deaconess Medical Center, the first aid station, is located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Red Sox. Visit BIDMC.org. Steve Lyons, Dave O'Brien, Garrett Austin alongside. Red Sox with a 3-1 lead as we take it to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Thanks so much for joining us today, making us part of your afternoon on Labor Day. Ryan Brazier to make another appearance with that nifty 1.16 ERA. Tossed an inning and a third, scoreless baseball, career high 3 strikeouts in Saturday's win at Chicago. 19 of his 22 outings for the Sox have been scoreless.
Surprising that that is his career high, the 3 strikeouts. Comes in and blows people away.
Ender Inciarte has gone 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and taken ball 4. He'll be followed by Freddie Freeman and then Nick Markakis, so a tough part of the order. 2 of the Braves' top hitters, certainly. Freeman and Markakis, 2 of the National League's best. I've got to report it. It happened here. They were singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in Atlanta, and when it got to the point where it was root 4, you expected overwhelmingly it to be for the Bravos. They even put it up on the big board to sing along. Overwhelmingly, Red Sox came through. Two and 1 to count. So just thousands and thousands of Red Sox fans on hand here for game 1. Game is a sellout at SunTrust Park. They just announced the attendance at 40,394. That's a strike. 2-2. Great day to be inside the ballpark. And Brazier, 4th man out of the pen, deals the 2-2. Slap foul. Red Sox and Braves again tomorrow night. Rick Porcello trying to turn things around. Rick 15-7. Might be odd to say turn things around with 15 wins, but lately it has been a real struggle. Last time out at Chicago, 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned. Line shot over short for a base hit. So Inciarte is on for the 3rd time today, his first hit. This begins the 7th inning.
Pretty good piece of hitting right there. Brazier just going right at him.
So to bring up the dangerous Freeman. 20 home runs for him, a walk, a base hit, and he's hit the ball into a forced play so far today. Nobody out, 1 on, and downstairs for a ball. I think the difference with Rick Porcello, when you're talking about guys who might be up and down at a given point in the season, he can pop up and do what he did against the Phillies very easily on August 12 when he went 7, allowing just 2 hits, 1 run, struck out 10 men. And maybe not to that level, but you expect him to get back in a groove again.
Yes. Stuff's too good. He's too smart.
And maybe tomorrow night will be the night. Here comes the 1-0. Line the other way, closing Benintendi. He'll make the catch. Freeman hit it too stiff. 1 down. And to send up Nick Markakis, who is 0 for 3.
When you watch Freddie Freeman's approach at the plate, you understand why he's such a good hitter. That ball was roped the other way. Stayed on it all the way. Hit it where it was pitched. Came up empty. Cruel game.
Markakis 11 hits in his last 71 at bats. So that batting average very close to tumbling under 300 for the first time in a long time. He's had an excellent year. Jesse Biddle, a left-hander working in their bullpen. Markakis was selected to his first All-Star game. Made the start in right field. But he's not been swinging that kind of bat here in recent weeks. Still tied for the National League lead with 39 doubles. He cut right through it, 96 miles an hour, but not a strike.
No real shift at all for Markakis. Red Sox looking to put themselves in position for a double play.
And he will get time from Mike Winters. And if the Red Sox can win the ball game today, they will improve to 12-3 head-to-head against the National League. They've got one more series with the NL coming up against the Mets at Fenway. Boy, that one disappeared on him. 0-2.
Throws upper 90s, but this slider is very effective for him. Look at that. That's a downward break slider.
That was filthy.
Yes.
Ryan on a recent off day went golfing with 4 of the Red Sox. One of them was Mookie Betts, and Mookie won the round. He had the low score. Fouled back. And Ryan said, well, of course he did.
Yeah, why would you expect any different
Didn't
from
surprise anybody.
MVP and one of the best all-around athletes you're ever going to find. Good thing they didn't go bowling.
No, that would have been humiliating for everybody else.
Unfair.
Mookie's one of the few guys who will actually, if you're walking by, you know, a bank of monitors, say in an airport or something, on the way to the flight and there's bowling on, he'll stop and watch it. One ball and 2 strikes. He's the only guy who does.
I was wondering when the last time I saw bowling on.
Nah, it's a great sport. He is so good at it.
He's got 10 plus 300 games.
Yeah, I think it is in that range. Yeah. I think he picks one or 2 up every winter. 1 out, 1 on, and the 1-2.
It's a strange contrast too when you think about Mookie Betts and how good he is as a ball player, and you don't see him sitting around on a Wednesday night saying, all right, we got to get ready for the Wednesday night bowling league. I'm off to the local lanes.
Well, of course he grew up with it. His mom a bowler.
Played in some professional tournaments.
Markakis has hit into 16 double plays. 2-2. He leads their ball club in that category. Red Sox in front 3-1. We're in the 7th. In front of 40,000 plus in Atlanta.
This is the action pitch we were talking about earlier in the game when Nathan Eovaldi had himself some trouble where he couldn't throw this 2-2 pitch for a strike.
And he lines a base hit the other way. So Markakis on with his first hit. That'll put him on at first and second with Camargo the next man in.
Braves approach. 2 strikes. Go the other way. Saw Freeman line that way. And Ciarte got his base hit the opposite field. And then that one right there, another one.
Now they've had 3 good at-bats in the inning. Single by Ciarte. The liner by Freeman was caught by Benintendi. And now Markakis with an opposite field single. Johan Camargo has walked, and singled. So a little trouble brewing here for Brazier. That's a strike. 97. He dotted the inside corner.
Well, we talked about this earlier in the game. I think pitchers are just going to live on that inner corner against Camargo because he's just hanging out all over the plate. They feel like they can get in on him, get on those hands.
Well, Brazier could break his bat with his stuff. We go to the 8th inning. It'll be Benintendi, JD Martinez, and Bogarts due up for the Sox. Both sides deep into their bullpens today. Two and one.
Camargo's second half of the season. This guy leads the team in RBI since the beginning of June. He's really picked it up.
Yeah, for the year, he's hitting .340 with runners in scoring position.
That helps those RBI numbers, got to tell you.
That's why they bat him out of the 5 spot. Another one who is not a big guy, but has gotten big hits for this first place Atlanta club. Little dribbler here. Nunez in with a bare hand, will throw. Close safe as he went diving in, and the bases are loaded. Camargo with an infield hustle single.
Nunez does everything he can possibly do to make the out here. The bare hand. Camargo got a great jump out of the box, being left-handed. You're a little closer. Talk about guys sliding into first base all the time. They have pretty much determined that it is slower. Camargo just wanted to hit so bad, he dove in, and he's safe. Get out of that box and get down the line. Pretty good first step quickness.
So they have 3 hits in the inning, and they are all filled up with Suzuki next. Dan Levangie with another mound visit. Frankly, there have not been many struggling innings for Ryan Brazier, but he's in one now.
I was just going to say, you don't see him in too many jams. He comes in, does his job, and sits down. He's going to have to get out of one.
A Brave at every base. Ciarte, Markakis, and Camargo loading them up. Kurt Suzuki, the batter, he's been one of their hotter hitters, actually. He's hit safely in 12 of the last 13.
It's his second opportunity with the bases loaded. 0 for 1 and 1 for 7 this season with the bases loaded.
They appeal, and no swing, says Visconti. It is ball 1.
Suzuki 9 homers this season, 1 career granny.
All loaded up, 1 away. Hard hit foul, almost got the base runner in Ciarte in foul territory.
Get out in front of that one. Some guys, when they get the bases loaded, zero in and calm down and try a little harder to stay into the middle of the field. And some guys don't handle the pressure very well. They get excited. They swing at bad pitches.
One coming. popped up, but that'll twist, and it's out of play. So Brazier ahead in this count, 1-2. Eovaldi's on deck. He cracked a home run for their only run so far in the 6th inning. Big spot for a K. Brazier can pull it off. 1-2. And a high fly. Martinez and right. And he'll make the catch, tagging up Inciarte. And the throw will be cut. The run is in. Marquez advancing down to third as well. 2 down. And a 1-run game in Atlanta. Suzuki will pick up the RBI and the sacrifice. And Cora coming out. So the day is done for Brazier, and Heath Hembree will make an appearance now. Red Sox going really deep into that bullpen. Here comes the 5th man.
Well, how about yesterday too? Over the last couple ball games, Alex Cora has had to use almost everybody out there.
So the tying run is on at third, and Albies will be the batter after Hembree gets ready. And the runners at first and third, the responsibility of Brazier.
First inning, Eovaldi got himself out of trouble. He was in trouble too often in this ball game, and then Workman came in, got himself out of a little bit of trouble in the 4th.
So rough inning for Brazier, and the Red Sox aren't out of it yet, giving up 3 singles and a sacrifice to play to run, making it 3-2. And Eovaldi's about to hit. He has lined out, flied out, and hit a line drive home run to right field. It just got out of here. Hembree's 58th appearance, 4-1 record. Inheriting 2 base runners.
Friday, September 14th, rather, is the Mookie Betts Splash Bobblehead Night at Fenway Park. The first 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a Betts bobblehead presented by Coca-Cola. For more info, visit redsox.com/promos. That is Friday, September 14th.
Second baseman #1, Ozzie Albies.
Heath Hembree finished up Thursday's win in Chicago with a scoreless 9th inning. That snapped a stretch of 3 consecutive games in which he allowed a run. Now cannot allow a run here, as the Red Sox lead, once 3-0, has been cut to 3-2. Albies last time belting that home run is 22nd. All it would take here is a base hit to tie it.
This long string of relievers trying to bridge the gap to Barnes and Kimbrel.
Crowd coming to life. First pitch swinging and right through it for strike 1. Got a curveball. Hembree's 0-1 on the way, and he'll miss with that.
Here's the reason why he started him off with that first pitch curveball. Here's Kelly's fastball that got whacked right into the seats. Line drive for his 22nd homer of the year.
A pretty good pop from the little guy. He rips that one foul. He jumped all over it. But he pulled it 1-2. He is up there to swing the bat, no question. Markakis at third. Camargo at first.
Albies has walked just 26 times all year. He swings at everything. It was one of the reasons why he got dropped down in the order a little bit. Just a little too aggressive.
Embry trying to get him, and he struck him out, freezing that man at third base. Good job by Embry. 3-2 Boston. Get behind the wheel of the Audi you've always wanted. Kenyon Grill. Shop the Labor Day sale for 10% off City Grills with the code NESSON. And buy your local New England Ford dealers. Getting late here. We move to the 8th inning and getting tight too, although Embry just closed the door on more activity on Atlanta in that inning with a big strikeout. So 3-2 Sox. And Benintendi to lead it off. New pitcher out there, Jesse Biddle.
Middle fastball, slider, curveball guy. You got to be careful with him. He's kind of varies his stretch moves. He'll quick pitch you every once in a while. Another one of those relievers that will come in and throw exclusively out of the stretch. Doesn't even use a windup.
He is the 11th pitcher to appear in this game for the two clubs combined. The 2-0. Benintendi thought about it, took it for a strike. 95 on the edge. Andrew has walked, grounded to second, and singled. Two and two. He looks somewhat amused by that call. Lunged, ground ball to the middle. Shortstop Swanson slings it on, fairly close, but got him. One out in the Sox 8th inning. That'll send up JD Martinez. Hitless so far. He's gone 0 for 3.
Number 28, JD Martinez.
Swanson's good shortstop.
Yes, he is. Covers some ground, sure-handed. Hometown boy.
Sets down Andrew Benintendi. was a little conversation there. Benintendi and home plate up Mike Winters as Benintendi went back to the dugout. Not too happy with a call or two. One away. Red Sox could use some wiggle room. How many times has JD Martinez provided that? With 115 RBIs and counting. There's a line drive base hit to left. His first hit today. Red Sox have a base runner with one out.
Number 2, Xander Bogaerts.
Xander Bogaerts now 0 for 3. Last 20 games, Xander batting .321. And Red Sox trying to go back-to-back in the hit column here. Not many in the game. The Sox have 7, Atlanta 7. Mitch Moreland on deck. The lefty out there. Oh, and 2 on Xander Bogaerts. Next home run for Xander will be number 20. The Sox fans getting up a chant and riling up the Atlanta fans. And a swing and a miss. That'll put him away. Another curveball to strike him out. 2 gone.
This has been a nice pitch for him. Good variance off the fastball. Big breaker. Uncle Charlie.
Number 18, Mitch Moreland.
Saw Bogey there try to adjust his swing in the middle of it. Was unable to do it.
Matt Barnes getting ready in a Red Sox bullpen to work the bottom of the 8th inning. Moreland 1 for 2 with a walk and a single.
Now Hembree came out and had a nice outing. You said his last one was a good one too. Before that, a little bit of a rocky road. He and Barnes will be integral parts of this bullpen headed down the stretch and into the playoffs.
Absolutely huge.
They've got to be on top of their game.
A tight one here.
Wow, look what I found on that play. That's Suzuki.
Moreland batting here with 15 home runs. Pops that one up down the left field line, but foul. It's only .325 to the extreme right field corner here at SunTrust Park, but you've got to get it up over that wall if you're going to hit it out. We've seen one of those so far today.
Albies just barely made it over the top of that wall.
Three and 1.
Well, today, if you're down the first base line of this ballpark, you're sitting in a little bit of shade, might be a little more comfortable. It's a hot one today, but then everything on the left side is in the bright sunshine.
He will take ball 4. Good eye there by Mitch Moreland. First and second. 2 away for Nunez. So the Red Sox have another base runner in scoring position. Nunez has doubled today, 1 for 3. He started a run of 3 consecutive doubles in the 5th inning when the Red Sox scored all of their runs, at least to this point. Top of the 8th, Red Sox with a 2-out threat. He starts him with a breaking ball for strike 1. made as he steps off the rubber.
JD should be able to get a big lead at second base with 2 outs and the opportunity to score on a base hit.
Shot to the right side, scooped up by Freeman. And it's off the glove! Martinez stopping at third. He took the turn. He'll go back. Should have been the 3rd out of the inning, but Atlanta couldn't get it done, and the bases are going to be loaded up here.
Because of the positioning, Swanson was a long way from second base. This ball got to Freddie Freeman fairly quickly, but watch, he's going to have to hesitate a little bit to wait for Swanson to get there, and then he lofts it up and just doesn't really have the same type of a throwing action on the ball. Swanson kind of just batted it down. Lucky to save that ball.
Fielder's choice E3. And an open door for the Red Sox and Ian Kinsler now. The inning's still alive. Should have ended on that play. Kinsler's gone 1 for 3 with an RBI double. That one almost got by Suzuki.
This is how the Red Sox will do it to you. You get 2 outs, you start to relax a little bit, you walk someone, you get a little sloppy. And a guy like Kinsler hits one in a gap.
One ball and 1 strike on Kinsler. So the Red Sox have loaded the bases with some help from the Braves. Martinez at third, Moreland at second, and Nunez at first. And a 1-1. And there's a line drive to right. That's down for a base hit. Martinez in. Moreland coming around. He will score. That is one hot bat right now from Ian Kinsler, and he delivers. The biggest hit today, and the Sox are up 5-2.
That's Kinsler's first hit this season with the bases loaded. He was 0 for 5 before this at-bat, but this is what we're talking about. Opposite field gap power, getting it out there, driving in 2 runs. Wow, this inning should have been over a while ago, but then the Red Sox will rub your noses in it if you don't put them away.
Yeah, it really has been a staple all season long since the early days of April and the late days of March, frankly. You make a mistake, they make you pay over and over again.
And they're a great 2-out opportunity team because they're not an all-or-nothing team. They're not a let's go for launch angle, hit the ball out of the ballpark. They'll take their singles, they'll take their walks, they'll get on an air just like they did.
First and second, 5-2 now. Bryce Wilson, a right-hander, working in a pen for Atlanta. Vasquez will be the hitter. Huge error on Freeman's very high toss to Swanson on what should have been a forced play to retire the side. And then Ian Kinsler breaks their heart. And Vasquez, who has an RBI double, takes a strike.
Kinsler with a great day, got the scoring started for the Red Sox with that laser beam double to right center field. That drove in a run, and now 2 more here.
Two down, 2 on. Every championship club I've ever seen in Major League Baseball has had that part of their personality where if you make a mistake, too bad for you. The Red Sox are doing it this year, but every championship club I've seen has had that ability to break your back.
If you make a mistake, we're not letting you off the hook.
2-1 to count on Vasquez. Well, we'll see if it results in a win today, but the Red Sox now have breathing room. 2 runs so far here in the 8th inning and leading at 5-2.
You know, Dave, that error went to Freeman, but it was sort of a combination error. He had to wait a little bit for Swanson to get all the way over, and he altered the way he threw the ball. Not making excuses for him. That play should have been made, but it wasn't the nice, easy play that should have happened, and that resulted in a bad play.
popped out of the glove. Red Sox were still kicking.
Yeah, I didn't take a second look at that replay, but I'm not even sure, since Swanson had to jump so high to get to the ball, everyone may have been safe anyway.
Three and two on Vasquez. Base hit should mean another one with 2 down. And fly that one to center field. Routine play. And Ciarte for the catch. Red Sox score a couple of huge runs. Now leading at 5-2 in the middle of the 8th. CVS Health is investing $50 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives, moving us one step closer toward a tobacco-free generation. You can learn more at cbshealth.com/be-the-first. Red Sox piecing it together, working right through the bullpen. Matt Barnesby, the 6th reliever used by Alex Cora today. He will get 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order, with the Red Sox now leading at 5-2. Game 1 of 3 at SunTrust Park, sold out today, 40,394. Here's a look at that key play moments ago.
Yeah, here's the play where Freeman goes over and he gets the ball. Now he has to wait just a little and he lobs it up. I think maybe if Swanson caught that ball, he would have come down on the bag for the out, but it didn't work out that way.
I think a good throw clearly gets him.
Oh, no question.
So that's on Freeman.
Dave, we talked about Hembree kind of starting to turn things around. Barnes is another guy after being brilliant. Had a 1.62 ERA for 32 appearances, and then over his last 10 appearances, got an ERA of 10, or giving up 10 earned runs, my bad. So he's got to settle it back down as well.
Well, he's 0-2 here on Swanson, trying to put him away. Lucas Duda, the former Met, who's really moved around, on deck.
Yeah, he was a Met for a long time.
And he's been on the road. Several ball clubs. Here comes the 0-2.
Well, if you're a player like Duda who's bounced around a little bit later in your career, the one thing that you're hoping for is to land on a team that has a chance to win, and he has done that here with the Braves. It's a pretty good option coming off the bench late in games.
Like to get a swing and miss right here. 1-2. And a chopper past the mound. Bogart's tested, and he will not throw. So the run is going to be safe at first base. Once it got past the hill, that was going to be all sorts of trouble. And Swanson is on with an infield single. Braves have had a few of those.
Good move by Bogey not to throw this. You don't want to throw this thing away, but Braves, as you just mentioned, just a bunch of little dribblers, and Swanson can get down the line. We already talked about his ability and good range at short. Same thing down the line running.
So that'll send up Duda. Batting in a pitcher's position, 242 with 13 home runs. And Acuna after him. So Barnes has to be very, very careful. Get some home run bats up there all of a sudden. That'll be a strike.
This is a blatant shift on Duda with Nunez playing shallow shortstop. They're not even thinking that Duda might drop a bunt down over there.
Duda acquired from the Kansas City Royals at the very end of August. Runner goes. And no throw. So a stolen base here by Swanson.
There was some confusion right there between Nunez and Bogey as to who was covering the base. It's probably a smart thing that Vasquez didn't throw the ball. Look, Bogey's not really covering, and Nunez is headed towards third. Now the shift changes a little bit. You got to push Nunez closer to third base in case Swanson decides he wants to steal that bag too.
Nobody out. Man at second, and the 1-1. Good giddy up on that heater at 97. The hope of the guy like this is always he will run into one. You saw his career pinch hitting numbers are not impressive. Swinging bunt, another dribbler. Vasquez spins, fires. Nicely done. Down to third base safely is Swanson. One gone.
They've tried this a few times with a lot of success. Not this time. Vasquez all over it. Vasquez will throw the ball and then hustle back to home plate to make sure that Swanson isn't coming down that line. And think about Swanson stealing second base there. Pretty risky. He's got 6 stolen bases, but he's been caught 3 times. What if you get thrown out in that situation this late in the game with a 5-2 lead with the Red Sox?
However, he was successful. He advances to third on a put out at first. We came on the air talking about this guy, Acuna Jr. 0 for 4 today with a couple of strikeouts. Red Sox have tied him up. That has not been done a whole lot lately. Recent weeks, he has really been their best player. 16 home runs since the All-Star break. Tied for the second most in baseball.
Hit a home run in 5 games in a row.
Yeah, leading off.
Was the interesting note we had at the beginning of the show as well. Now tied for the franchise record of leadoff home runs. There's Kimball getting ready. 7 times he's hit a leadoff home run. That ties him with Marquise Grissom. This also makes him 7th. Those 7 home runs puts him 2nd all time, tied with guys that have Red Sox ties. Nomar, Hanley Ramirez, and Chris Young. Chris Young has 9. He leads everybody.
Barnes with a 1-2. Could not get him to offer at it. Acuna has whiffed twice today. Red Sox have had on the mound today Eovaldi, Workman, Wright, Kelly, Brazier, Hembree, and now Barnes. Looking for the whiff. Breaking ball, he would not bite. It rolls away, but no advance by the runner at third. Five runs, 8 hits for the Sox today. 2 runs, 8 hits for Atlanta. The Braves have left 11 men on base.
See what Barnes goes with here. 3-2.
He got him.
He is not a predictable 3-2. Here I come with my fastball. He likes to throw his breaking ball in that situation, especially to a guy who we know is a good fastball hitter. That was an excellent job by Barnes, crossing him up. Acuna's sitting dead red, looking to go yard right there, and he can't get that pitch.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, a great price for auto, home, and life insurance. So 2 away. Inciarte's been a tough out today. He's walked, been hit by a pitch and singled, and he has scored a run. It is a Braves team that has been struggling to score, and Barnes determined to keep those struggles going. You want to get it done on this guy because Freddie Freeman's on deck. Two down. Here's the 1-0.
Really nice job Vasquez has been doing all day long, blocking balls, and many times with those guys on third base.
Yep.
It goes unnoticed during a game. The only guy that ever says, hey, nice play, Vasquez, you know who that is? The other 2 catchers. They know how tough it is and how important it is.
Left it up to go to 3-0. And if he walks him, Freeman will be in next.
You know, Dave, it's one of those plays too where if a ball does squirt past the catcher in that situation, everyone's going like, oh, how can you let that happen?
Even though he blocked like 12 of them.
Yeah, and it's just not that easy a play to block every one of them.
He drills it in there, and Inciarte taken all the way.
He's not happy about the call, but the Amica pitch zone says right at the bottom of the zone at 97.
Swanson a runner at third, 2 away. Here's the 3-1. High fly into right field, routine play. Martinez, and he is there to make the catch. Barnes does nice work stranding that runner. 5-2 Boston. with code NESSN. Kenyon Grill's the official grill of the Boston Red Sox. And maybe you work some grilling into your Labor Day. Certainly hope you've enjoyed a great day. Red Sox trying to add to that. They've got a 5-2 lead. Braves will dip into the bullpen again. This will be Bryce Wilson. He's the 13th pitcher to be used today by the two clubs. And Brock Holt will come up to bat in the pitcher spot for the Sox. Red Sox will soon enough be turning to Craig Kimbrell, it looks like. Right now a save situation.
A good and important outing for Barnes. Got a guy on base, a stolen base, moved over to third, and then he left him there.
Oh-2. Fly ball down the line. Acuna Jr. on a run to foul ground and can't reach it.
Acuna Jr. hustling all the way. At some point as an outfielder you have to decide, when am I going to start slowing down if I can't get to it just in time.
One and two on Brock Holt. Mookie Betts on deck, and then Benintendi.
No shift at all anywhere for Brock Holt. He uses the whole field.
Thought about it, but he stayed away. Brock hit a pinch hit triple in the 7th inning on Wednesday. Two from Wilson. Yeah, now he's running full.
Another footnote to Ronald Acuna's 7 leadoff home runs that ties him with Marquise Grissom for the franchise lead. Mookie has the franchise record for the Red Sox at 16.
Ball 4.
And he has 5 leadoff homers this season.
Yeah, Red Sox have the leadoff man aboard now. Here's our game summary. Brought to you by Xfinity. Short outing for Eovaldi. The bullpen has taken over and did early today. Kinsler 2 for 4. He's driven in 3 runs. Toussaint went 4 2/3 and struck out 6. Albies with a home run, his 22nd, but one of just 2 runs scored by the Braves today. Mookie Betts 1 for 4, has an RBI single back in the 5th inning. So the leadoff man is on.
Now, Dave, I can tell you who loves interleague play games if you're on an American League team and you're playing a National League team, and that's the utility guys. They get a chance to hit. We've seen Swihart go up there and hit. Travis has had an opportunity. Now Brock Holt gets a walk. They get in the games.
They're certainly getting in this one.
Many more opportunities in a National League style ball game with the double switches and pitchers hitting and having to be pinch hit for.
Two-1 on the way to Mookie Betts. And he'll drive that one toward the alley. Coming on a diving effort. And that ball looked like it fell in. Or did it? No, it was a catch out there by Markakis. He made a tumbling play on it.
He sold it. Let's see if he actually caught it.
No, he made a fine play.
Very nice.
And he held on to it too. Nice spinning play in the outfield to steal one from Mookie Betts.
Yeah, Mookie didn't like it that much. You're right.
No, he was
nice
not
play.
that big a fan.
No. See, that's what I usually do when I'm out there.
Yeah, Markakis has always been a very good defensive outfield, a good arm. Not necessarily a hose out there, but very accurate. Benintendi now. was not happy with his last at bat, not happy with the home plate ump Winters, as he grounded out eventually. And he's gotten 1 for 3 with a walk. Red Sox leading it 5-2. With Brock Holt on at first. J.D. Martinez on deck. The hits are even at 8. Old with a tiny lead off first and a 2-1.
This is only the second appearance for Wilson in a Braves uniform. He was used as a starter his other time, with 5 innings in that game.
Two-2 to Benintendi. They'll rip that one toward the alley, and no one's going to catch this. Onto the grass. Brock Holt to third. He'll scamper in. Into second base, it's Benintendi with a double. Red Sox are trying to put this one on ice here in the 9th inning.
Well, Benny turning his day around. As you mentioned, he wasn't real happy with his last at bat. It's hot out there, but now he's got 2 hits. Watch how he approaches this at bat. That is the happy house for Benny right there. You throw him a ball right on his kneecaps, middle in, he's going to whack it.
So they will intentionally walk Martinez to load up the bases with Xander Bogaerts coming up.
Now batting number 2, Xander Bogaerts.
And let's see what they choose to do here with Xander Bogaerts. 0 for 4 so far this afternoon. Speedway will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox home run this season. Speedway is New England's first choice for value and convenience, and the largest convenience store contributor to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. They're all loaded up for Xander Bogaerts, who can really put a huge hurt on the Braves. Already 5-2 Red Sox with 1 man out. Brock Holt began the inning by taking a pinch hit walk, and then a double by Benintendi. Now the intentional to Martinez. Xander with 12 RBIs his last 13 games, and he'll take a strike.
You know, with these National League moves that you can make as a manager, it's interesting to see how Alex Cora will play it too. Now with Brock Holt in the game, he could go in defensively. Alex has said that he is comfortable with Martinez in the games.
0-2. He has been chasing a little bit today.
It's a nasty pitch, but you're right. He has chased balls out of the zone. Stand back up. Done such a great job of staying up and over the ball this season. One of the biggest reasons why he's having a great year.
Got a piece of it. Old Benintendi and Martinez loading them up. Red Sox trying to bust it wide open here in Game 1 in Atlanta. 2-strike pitch. Shot to center field. He will not get it. Here comes Brock Holt. Here comes Benintendi. Down to third, Martinez. RBIs 87 and 88. And the Red Sox lead it 7-2.
Hard to get Bogey out. if you load the bases and he comes to the plate, he hurts everybody. He's now 8 for 12 this season with the bases loaded. 25 RBIs in that situation. That was a ball that I think most people in the stands thought that this ball might get caught. Then Enciarte just never caught up with it.
Driving in Holt and Benintendi. They will walk Mitch Moreland and reload the bases to get to Nunez. And the Red Sox now the 5-run lead in the 9th inning. On the day, Eduardo with a double. He's gone 1 for 4. And the Red Sox could make this a runaway in the first game.
Down by 5 this late in the ball game, the last thing you want to do is put more guys on base, but you have to give yourself a chance to get a double play and get out of it.
There's another shot, almost the same spot. He's going to try and run this down, and he will on that occasion. Tagging up and coming in to score is Martinez. Another bullet. That'll pick up another RBI for Nunez and make it 8-2. Enciarte on his horse this time, enough to run it down. But a wicked shot for the sac fly and the RBI.
Now the Red Sox have forced these Braves outfielders to put their track shoes on in this inning. They've had to run all over the place. Gap to gap.
First and second, 2 out. The lead balloons to 6. Kinsler's had a big day already. He's driven in 3 runs today with a double and a single. So it had been, for the most part, a tense afternoon. Has relaxed a lot for the Red Sox. They've scored 3 times here in the 9th. Kimbrel still up in the pen. Two down and 2 aboard. Red Sox have scored 5 runs in the last 2 innings to open it up.
Red Sox love to get into the opposing team's bullpen, and when they do, they open things up.
Fly ball, well struck right field. Marquez back, and he's got it on the warning track. That will retire the side, but the Red Sox now lead it 8-2 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. As they push for their 95th win of the season. 8 runs on 10 hits for Atlanta, 2 runs on 8 hits. And Craig Kimbrel, the former Atlanta Brave, who was the closer here from 2010 until 2014, will take over. He hasn't gotten a lot of work lately. So Alex Cora wants to get him in, and he'll get Freeman, Markakis, and Camargo here in the bottom of the ninth.
Those are the guys that Alex Cora would love to have him facing if it was a save situation. That's the heart of that order. He's his nastiest pitcher out of the pen.
Now, Kimbrel has not appeared since the Miami series back at Fenway on the 28th of August. And even with the 6-run lead, he'll be into the contest here. Freddie Freeman has walked, singled, hit into a forced play, and line to left. So one hit today. Red Sox just got 3 in the top of the 9th inning. Kimbrel got a very nice hand when he was introduced here. After some great seasons with the Braves. The 1-0. And a ground ball into the shift. Kinsler from shallow right. Low throw, but dug out by Moreland. One away in the 9th.
So you're saying that when Kimbrel came in, he was getting a nice hand from not only the Red Sox fans, which there are a ton of them here, but also the Braves fans.
And you're right. I mean, everywhere we go, it's been so impressive to see so many Red Sox faithful in the stands and to hear them a couple of times today out shouting the Braves fans, who didn't take very kindly to that, I think, for a little while in their house.
Then they should shout louder.
Well, big crowd here today. 40,394, a sellout. That'll bring up Markakis, who's gone 1 for 4. Rick Porcello to go tomorrow night in game number 2 against the left-hander Sean Newcomb. Make him skip out of the way. Almost got him on the foot. Two 2-0 on Markakis, who's really had a fine season, although in a slump here in recent weeks. Kimbrel got the first man on a ground out. Here's the 2-0. Ball 3. Sox have not announced the daytime starter on Wednesday. That first pitch will be at 12:10. Mike Fultonevich to go for Atlanta, the right-hander, who's 10-9, a 2.80 ERA, and it was so impressive at Fenway Park earlier this year.
Newcomb's starter for tomorrow is from Brockton, Mass. Got banged around a little bit, walked a bunch of guys, might have been a little nervous. He has good stuff, big arm. Walked 4 guys in that start, didn't last very long.
3-1. All filled up down Markakis. And some of the people who cover the Braves felt it took him quite a while to recover from that outing.
It's hard to go back home and be all revved up about it and think you're going to have a great start and things don't go well for you in front of your home, your family, and the team you grew up rooting for.
99 on the radar gun. Camargo on deck. Nobody on base. One down. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. And a 3-2 from Kimbrel. He will walk him. Markakis on. A 1-out free pass, and Camargo has already taken a couple of walks today. He's also singled twice. Last time an infield base hit in 7th inning. Red Sox have employed 7 relievers today, after Nathan Eovaldi went 3 1/3. And that'll miss for ball 1.
Yesterday, Alex Cora had to use that bullpen quite heavily as well, and he put every guy that got called up from the minor leagues the day before in that game. Pointer pitched, Scott pitched, Cuevas pitched.
Runner taken off and a foul ball. 1-1. Well, the Red Sox have done plenty of scoring, 8 runs on 10 hits. And the two clubs have used a total of 14 pitchers, so it's going to be a long afternoon, but a very successful day for the Red Sox, certainly to this moment. Closing in on win number 95. 1-1.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on. Check it out, y'all.
One man on, 2-1. His velocity's been good, 98, 99 miles an hour. Eovaldi and Kelly both got 100 miles an hour or better today. Kimbrel looking for the punch out of Camargo. But he's being a tough out, as he has been all day, reaching base 4 times. With a win, the Red Sox would improve to 95-44. The Yankees are on the West Coast. Their game is underway there at Oakland. And that'll be in there. Strike 3. Caught him looking with the breaking ball. 2 down.
That pitch would catch lots of people looking. Big sweeping breaking ball that starts on the outer half and comes back and catches the plate. It's one of the things they've been working on with Kimbrel, to make sure that he goes to both sides of the plate with the breaking ball. He got real predictable at times.
So Kimbrel and the Red Sox with one more out to get to seal the deal. Kurt Suzuki, 1 for 3, has driven in a run with a sacrifice. Runner taken off again. And if for a strike, they let him have second base. No stolen base for Markakis. Well, it has been a fun day for the Red Sox. And a fly ball lifted into right field. Backing up, and Mookie will track that one down at the base of the wall. That's the ball game. The Red Sox win this one by a final score of 8-2. Kinsler should have a big smile. He was right in the thick of it, driving in 3 runs. Long afternoon TC, a very fruitful one. The Red Sox back in the win column.